The perfect tenses are very useful for fine-tuning what you're trying to say in Spanish. If you're watching this video, you should have already learned about the present perfect tense, which is used to talk about things that have happened. In this video, we're not going to talk about present perfect again, although you'll see it mentioned here on this list, but we're going to talk about other tenses, other perfect tenses that help us talk about things that had already happened, things that will have happened, and things that would have happened. You have probably already learned that progressive tenses can be used in any time frame. Likewise, perfect tenses can be used in any time frame, past, present, or future. Also a hypothetical time frame to, again, further specify or clarify exactly what it is that you're trying to say. It's not particularly important that you know what the names of each of these specific tenses are, so we're not even going to talk about that. It's just important to understand that perfect tenses can be used in any time frame, so we'll take a look at those things. Just like with the present perfect tense, we do have two parts of any perfect tense. We need a form of haber, conjugated in whatever tense we happen to need, and a past participle. Here we see the preterite forms of haber and the imperfect forms of haber. Of course, in the imperfect it's regular, preterite it's irregular. You're not going to see the preterite used with perfect tenses very much, but you do need to be aware of these forms because you could run across it. Here we see sentences hube hablado con ella and había hablado con ella. Both of these mean I had talked to her or I had spoken with her. Notice that we have our form of haber in the corresponding tense, and we have our past participle. There's not much of a difference in meaning between these two. Había hablado is going to be much more common, but again, you do need to at least be aware that you could run across this in the preterite as well. Here we have the future tense forms of haber. Notice that haber is a drop the e verb in the future tense, so we have habré, habrás, habrá, habremos, habréis, habrán. We could say yo habré hablado con ella, I will have spoken with her. We could even use irá plus the infinitive yo voy a haber hablado con ella. It's a little bit cumbersome. You may not use it much or run across it much, but you should be aware that it is a possibility to talk about a future action, something that is going to have happened. In the conditional, again, a drop the e irregular verb in the conditional. Habría, habrías, habría, habríamos, habríais, habrían. This is very common. Sentences such as yo habría hablado con ella, I would have talked to her, or I would have spoken with her. We can even use the present progressive in conjunction with haber to form a perfect tense. Yo he estado hablando con ella, I have been talking to her. Notice that here we have he estado, that's our perfect part, and we have a form of estar and a gerund. That's our present progressive part. So yo he estado hablando con ella, I have been talking to her. As you can see then, the perfect tenses really open up a range of possibilities of things that you can say to give more precise meaning to what you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to say. Remember, we do have two parts, a form of haber and a past participle. And remember then that we can use a form of haber in basically any tense that we want or any construction that we've learned, combine that with a past participle, and we can really start to get into some specific, precise meanings. You may want to go through this video and the associated tutorial several times, because once you get this concept down, you have really increased your ability to communicate very specific, precise messages in Spanish.